Welcome to your weekly UAS news update, and this is week 35. Now, this week is actually a little bit light on news, so instead of doing a news update, I'm just going to be talking for a half hour about a topic that you don't care about. No, just kidding. Let's go ahead and talk about the different topics. Today, I want to talk about the Colorado drone. There's an update, but not really an update, but we'll talk about what's happening over there. We'll talk about the Department of Interior that is talking about grounding their entire fleet of drones. We'll also talk about the Super Bowl, which is a no-fly zone. So I'll explain a little bit what's happening with the TFR going on over there. And I'll give you a very quick tip for the NPRM if you plan on submitting a comment. There's also more information coming up on this early next week. So let's get to it. First thing this week, let's talk about the drones in Colorado. You've heard me talk about this before. There's been a lot of drone sightings and somebody decided to get involved. The Colorado Department of Public Safety decided to conduct an investigation on the mysterious drones that are going on. And this happened after actually there was a drone that was spotted flying about 100 feet below a medical helicopter. Now, what I found interesting about this story is that one, there's still no real concrete evidence that these drones are happening out there. I know there are sightings, I know there are some videos, but there's still no real idea of who is doing this, if they are doing it. And the other thing is that drone that was sighted 100 feet below a medical helicopter, we have no idea if it's just a random drone or if it was actually linked to these types of sightings. So this whole story is really just interesting. I really have no idea what's going on. I can't really make up my mind because I hear a lot of conflicting information. So this is kind of the latest and greatest. They still haven't found anything. They're still, I guess, searching. I don't know if the search has been called off finally. At one point, they even had an airplane that was going to fly over that area to find out if there was any kind of thermal imaging available to see if they could find a drone. So just kind of a mystery. It's going to be one of those UFO sighting that we're going to keep in the history books. The next thing I want to talk about is the Department of Interior is talking about grounding their entire fleet of drones. And the reason is because all of them are equipped with Chinese manufactured parts. Now, you've heard me talk about this if you've been following for a while. I talk about the DOI had talked about doing this in the past, and there was a bunch of regulation that was going to be put in place. And it looks like it's going to happen. They're talking about 1,000 drones that are going to be grounded because they contain Chinese manufactured parts. The fleet at the moment is used for a lot of different things, for mapping terrain, for managing the wildlife, dealing with any kind of wildfires. So all this would be basically at this point grounded. Now, they did mention that in case of an emergency, they would be able to use the drones, but just find it interesting. I think it's a lot of very political statements going on with this, and I just find it interesting that we've gone all this time with flying these drones and all of a sudden it's not okay to fly them anymore. But now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Super Bowl, which is going to be a no-fly zone. Now, there's going to be a no-fly zone over a big part of South Florida. If you're in Fort Lauderdale to Miami, this is going to be affecting you. And it looks like there's going to be restrictions from January 27th all the way to February 4th. Now, not full-scale restrictions, but some restrictions. Now, game day is on the 2nd of February, and at that point, there's going to be a 30 nautical mile radius around the stadium with a no-fly zone up to 18,000 feet. Now, that's huge. So do not go flying on the day of the Super Bowl. If you do, you face $30,000 in fine and obviously criminal prosecution. So I'm sure there will be a lot of people out there looking for drones, so not really a good idea to go test it. Now, there's also going to be a no-fly zone 1 nautical mile around the Miami Beach Convention Center and Bayfront Park, and that's going to be up to 2,000 feet, and that's going to be between January 25th and February 1st. So really, a week before the event, there's going to be just around these two areas in 1 nautical mile radius up to 2,000 feet where you can fly your drone. So just keep that in mind. Don't be in the news, or if you do, like I tell my students, if you do something stupid, don't tell them that you know me. So please don't do that. Don't go out there and go flying. It can be very costly and just give us a bad reputation. Last thing I want to talk about is the NPRM. I am still working. I know I've been saying this for a while now, but this thing is just such a monster. I'm writing an article that's going to have information in it. I would say I'm probably about 50% done at this stage, and I'm really hoping to release that information next week. There's going to be, I'm basically going through the entire thing again, and I'm reading and I'm finding elements to answer the things that I don't like. And I want to share this with you because I want you to create your own response if you haven't done so already. Now, here's a tip. Do not copy paste the answer from somebody else into the comment section for the NPRM. Here's what happens. The FAA actually hires a third party that's going to go over all the comments. Every single comment that was copy pasted is going to be counted as one comment. So essentially, when you copy paste somebody else's comment, your voice is not heard. You count as one person. There was a major mistake from the AMA. The AMA published a statement. They had a letter that they wanted people to copy paste. Major, major mistake. This is going to do absolutely nothing. All the FAA is going to see is one comment with all the same words. So write your own comment and then submit it. I know it's not always easy, but that's why I want to do this article and give you some guidance on the topics that you should be talking about. And then you can just have your own voice in saying if you like it or if you don't like it. Now, I'm not saying that this is what needs to be in your answer, by the way. I'm just giving you talking points. So you can pick and choose whatever you want. You can add your own, obviously. I'm just trying to help digest this whole thing for a lot of people. So this is it. This is all I have. You can see new shirt, new swag. We're actually testing new shirts right now. Hoping to get those to some of you guys that watch the channel on a regular basis, so I'm really excited. This thing is actually really comfortable, but at the moment I'm just testing the design, kind of testing the look, and see how good it is, and actually really comfortable. So this is it. That's all I have. Happy flying, and I will see you guys next week for more videos.